Welcome to the 2023 Operations Talent Study Results Roundtable Panel Discussion, brought to you by the Operations Council. My name is Neil Brown. I'll be your host and moderator today, and I'm also COO of the Operations Council. Before I introduce our expert panelists, let's take a quick look at the agenda. First, I'll share some brief housekeeping items. Then we will have some polling questions, 3 polling questions just for benchmarking. So then I do want to introduce our expert panelists, and then we'll get right to our survey results and our panelists' analysis and insights. Before we get started, some housekeeping. Submit your questions via the GoToWebinar control panel. We'll get to as many as possible in the hour. Again, we'll have 3 audience polling questions for benchmarking. Please participate in this poll via the GoToWebinar control panel again. And an answer to a frequent question. Yes, you will receive a link to this webcast via email in the next 24 hours, so no need for notes or screenshots. So with that, allow me to introduce our panelists. Mel Heckman is the serial COO and CIO, and I mean serial in a good way, with 30 years experience on the client and consulting side with Ernst & Young, American Outdoor Brands, and many, Mel says many others. Mel earned an MBA from the University of Chicago and a Bachelor of Science, Operations Management and Information Systems from Northern Illinois University, my alma mater, and he is CPIM certified with Apex. Now, Billy Lawder is COO at Peak Technologies, an IT and mobility solutions provider. Prior roles included Home Depot, Simmons Bedding, Anheuser-Busch. Very interesting, Billy. And he earned a Bachelor of Industrial and Systems Engineering from Georgia Tech and an MBA from Kennesaw State with PMP and Six Sigma Black Belt certifications. Last but not least, Matt Barnes is managing partner at Workfast Studios, an operations consulting firm. He began his career as a commissioned officer in the U.S. Navy. Thank you for your service, Matt. And was VP operations at Peak Technologies. Matt worked in energy supply chain and many other industries. He earned a BS Industrial Engineering from Georgia Tech and an MBA from University of North Carolina, and is a professional engineer and active, and a certified project management professional and a Lean Six Sigma Green Belt. Welcome, Mel, Billy, and Matt. All right, so gentlemen, go ahead and put on your video cams, and we will get into the study abstract. Okay, so after surviving the pandemic and arguably one of the most tumultuous business environments in history, COOs and operations executives can now refocus on such priorities as talent and organization performance. Push that, okay. The objective of the study was to identify how COOs and operations executives are managing operations talent, along with such challenges as talent and skills shortages, hybrid and remote work environments, and rapidly changing macroeconomic environments and more. National survey was conducted from June to August of 2023 with more than 200 respondents participating across North America. So with that, let's get to the key takeaways. First, regarding hiring plans, only 6% intend to decrease operations hiring. 48% plan to maintain levels, and 46% intend to increase hiring. This significant hiring level amidst talent challenges and economic challenges as well. Next, 56% of respondents find it difficult to hire ops staff, with 37% neutral 8% stating easy to hire. And regarding work environment, return to office mandates, a majority, 55%, will offer some combination of hybrid or on-site remote options. 28% will offer full remote, and only 17% will transition to full on-site. So that's a little strange. We'll talk about that. Project management, data analysts, and clerical are the most challenging skills to recruit, followed by labor, facility management, and marketing. And last takeaway, reasons for leaving include lack of advancement, 34% overwork, 33%, and compensation benefits, 26%. So with that, I'd like to do our first polling question. Let me cue that up. What are your organization's hiring plans for operations staff in the next 12 months? Select one of the following. So again, audience, please vote so we can do some benchmarking here. Take a few seconds to use your GoToWebinar control panel. And we've got a good amount voting. You guys are fast. Easy question, close poll, and share results. All right, so 46% increase, 0% decreasing, and 54% maintaining. So that, I believe, is very similar to our results, but let's go ahead and take a look at that first question in the survey. What are your organization's hiring plans? Again, 8% decrease, or I'm sorry, 6% decreasing, 48% maintain, 46% increasing. Panelists, what are your takeaways from these responses? Billy, would you like to go first?
Sure, thanks, Neil. So the way I look at it from my role is that operations is really constantly changing, right? So being from a barcoding type company, we go back to the days of manual inventory, to barcodes, to RFID, now to AI and vision. And so while we're, in our case, we're really looking to maintain the current staff, that doesn't necessarily mean, in our case, mean to maintain exactly the same current staff. So as we see other companies actually decreasing their staff, or groups getting caught up in a layoff, we're very quick to look for top grades and look for opportunities to get the right skill set to go forward, maybe not the right skill set from 10 years ago.
Matt, how about yourself?
Yeah, not much different than what Billy's saying there. I think there's some complexity being added to operations teams all the time. Technology is changing dramatically very quickly. And with that, I think that you hope to see some labor reduction in certain areas, but a lot of times you often see an increase to try to deal with new technology, new requirements. So that may be a driver as well.
And Mel?
Yeah, actually, we're finding that the organization, we're finding this weird dichotomy where we're trying to a massive digital transformation in operations and trying to make the business more efficient. And what we're finding is that in order to get what we want, we have to purchase a system which has a higher cost than you would think would be relative to that business. If you think of a relative percentage of revenues. And so we're really, while we're not looking to increase staff, what we are doing is actually building in anticipation of increasing staff next year or the following year. So it's really kind of this build. What's that field of dreams notion of, build it and they will come. So we're building systems right now with the intention of adding folks later.
Neat.